Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo, and it's Saturday, which means I got a fun cereal. The only thing I don't have is a Pez Liz. She's not here tonight, so if anybody could help me take high-quality, full-frame screen grabs of what I'm about to showcase, it'd be awesome. I don't have that many things to show. Starting with this, and in looking at it, I kind of want to get my money back because they screwed it up. What kind of company, says oops on the package? Who does that? Really? Oops? I should have demanded a refund. But I'm not going to. Nope, not going to. Gonna go ahead and open it. Because I'm inclined to open it and eat it. That's right. Ooh, smells very berry-licious. Very berry-licious. Very berry. Extremely berry-licious? Okay, I'm going to do my best to stick to one bowl of cereal. Oops, now I'm oopsing. Dropping the cereal bits everywhere. Got the milk direct from the oat nipple. Best nipples out there. Oats. Almond nipples, also pretty fine. Soy nipples, a little difficult to get your fingers around. Coconut nipples, also prime. Easily prime. I did not find the paint pens, no, but I ordered new ones. So they should be here Monday. Oil-based this time rather than acrylic, because Krusty sent me something. I was like, oh, I should have been using oil anyway, so when they show up, they show up. It's full-on Captain Crunch. It's tasty. It's yummy. It's berry-licious. It's good. I'm not sure if I would describe it from that much differently than regular Captain Crunch. And thank you, Kurt. Glad you are on it. Kurt is posting links on Discord. Bang, Discord, if you've not already joined. A little bitter aftertaste, but not horrible. Speaking of taste and smell, I tweeted out earlier that I found a new multivitamin, and people were complaining about the smell over and over again. I'm like, y'all, it's a multivitamin that's meant to be taken orally, likely with water, so you're not really gonna taste anything. Kept complaining about the smell. I'm like, it's not like you're supposed to take it nasally. Anyway, I just thought, as I was reading vitamin reviews, they were pointless. And you're definitely not going to take them that way, Mark. This is easily the best tradition that we ever invented. I hope everyone out there has their own cereal. By the way, on my birthday, I accidentally ingested caffeine and survived. Decided today that I would try a decaf shot. And I survived. No side effects. Nothing really. I mean, I'm feeling side effects. I don't necessarily feel them. The only side effect I felt was the one I wanted to. That is specifically helping with my digestive tract. Went off without a hitch. No weird flutters. Just decaf. I had 75% of the shot. So, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to work my way back up to fully caffeinated drinks, but the fact that I took this decaf and was fine with it, kind of what I was hoping for. Just giving my body a rest for a while. But I think all I need is basically one a day. I'm hoping that I can keep doing that because it is immensely helpful. Because even with almost not overdosing on fiber, but having so much fiber, it still doesn't feel like it's enough. Ain't enough for me. You need to cut yourself off caffeine? Good luck. Ain't easy. I was nervous taking the shot, but I'm like, I've pulled through. It's decaf. I'm not too concerned about it. Turned out to be the case. There's something about cereal that tastes better on Saturdays. Saturday has always been my favorite day of the week. I'd say Sunday. No, it wasn't always my least favorite day. I used to not like Sunday. I appreciate Sunday. But I don't like that pending sense of doom. Right? That's what Sunday brings with it. Absolutely delicious. I have eaten all that. There's a little bit more milk, but not going to pay attention to it right now. Kurt says, always hate Sundays because the next day is Monday. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of how I feel about Sunday, too. But the weekend is a long weekend. Oh, it is? Is it a long weekend? This weekend? For everybody? Hang on. What's today? No, I guess I don't have a holiday. Must just be for you. Which is perfect. Okay. I got some stuff to showcase. And then I'll run the stuff downstairs. I do not know where my paints are yet. Not going to worry about that. The replacements come Monday. I'm not in any rush. Right now I'm printing Jedi Fallen Order crate. And I'm using the upfill, which I haven't used in a long time. You meant tomorrow, Monday, are not a holiday. I see what you're saying, Rosewell. Was it a good sleep, though? All right. I'm addicted to the bear. This is why I usually move the cereal away after I eat it. Otherwise, I'll keep eating. Don't ever put food in front of me. I'll eat it all. Okay. Here's what we got. I look for things often, or often enough, and found this item popped up in my Facebook feed. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool. A little pricey. But I'm like, I wonder if I can find it somewhere else. I went to eBay, found the same seller, selling it at a slightly different price, a little higher. And I was like, well, but it says make an offer. So I made an offer that I thought, okay, I'd pay this. I'd be willing to pay this much. And it made the price a little lower, not like insanely low where they were going to say no, but reasonable enough. And they accepted. So I got a Disney Cruise Line Star Wars Voyage Through the Galaxy. I don't think this was ever used. The reason I'm holding up the back is because the bottom line, different characters than the front. On the front, it was TIE Pilot, Vader, Stormtrooper, and Boba Fett. And then on the back, you've got different characters, including Admiral Akbar, which I thought were kind of cool. It's a cooler, like a tote. Totes adorbs. The handles were the Imperial insignia and the Rebel insignia. It's a little, I mean, it's not perfect inside. I'll probably like clean it out a bit. You can tell it was lightly used, but not like used. Nothing, nothing terribly out of the ordinary. They probably bought it when they were on the cruise. And since I didn't have a chance to go on the cruise, I didn't have a chance to get any of the merch. I had a chance to go on the cruise, but I was sick. That's what happened, and that was really sad. I will never live that down with me. I will never live it down. I was a fan of Little Golden Books growing up, and then in recent years they released Star Wars Little Golden Books. There's a new one out. I Am a Clone Trooper, and they've got a whole series of these. And I want to say, I have all of them. I've got maybe one more coming that I ordered that I was like, oh, I don't think I have that one. But I believe I have pretty much every one of the Star Wars Little Golden Books that they've released, including now I Am a Clone Trooper. They also have A Galaxy for Everyone. I love that. I mean, you gotta love the message right up front. Doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, there's a galaxy for everyone, right? So I love that message in that title. And then this one's gonna be fun. Starship Speeders and Space Stations. I'll probably enjoy this one more than Jedi, but my hope is that she will enjoy them as well. So I ordered these online because didn't have them, so they just came in. Diana told me about this the other day, so I ordered 2. I don't think I had another copy of this. I could be wrong, but it's basically a make-your-own pop-up book. So you color, pop out, and then pop up. And so you can effectively, it comes with all the trimmings inside. There's the accessories, right? Inside of this envelope. And then every page, you basically go in and you put things together in such a way that when you open the book, you got your own pop-up. So this is for ages 7 and up. Let's see here, 7 and up. Not to be confused with 7 Up, but that came in. And then Krusty, I want to say, okay, and I don't think Krusty's here, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who did this. I want to say this is from Krusty. I could be wrong. This is a premium heatbed steel sheet by Utilistic. And so this is, it's the one that I think Krusty suggested or recommended. This is the one built for the Prusa Mini 3D. So I want to say he sent this. I could be wrong. Or he had it sent to me. One of the two. But I'm fairly confident this is all of Krusty's doing. This is what I thought I was opening the other day from Liz. But it turned out that this is the thing. I'm not using it right now because obviously I just opened it. It looks nice. Very shiny, and I guess it would help with adhesion. Although I recently got a trick that I saw online from Pooch, where to speed up your print, you can rotate an object by 45 degrees. And I'm like, what? And so I went into and I resliced this at 45 degrees, and indeed it shaved off like 10 minutes of time on the print. I'm like, wow. So now I have to remember to rotate by 45 degrees. The only thing I don't like about this plate here is that it doesn't have fine lines, right, for the measurement, because I kind of use that as kind of a judgment. But, I'm sure I could get accustomed to it. It's nice to have a backup. I will be using this sheet at some point in the very near future. Okay, so I'm going to run down the cereal and the milk after I have a few more bites. Going to grab my beer. Going to lay into some advice that actually I was just asked about. Not going to name any names. They will remain safely anonymous. All right. almost better outside of the cereal. What does it say? Did I pre-order the new Mandalorian Lego set? No, I did not. I probably should, but I didn't. Here we go. Gonna lay into the advice. Got a drop. Good timing on that. This is a really good topic, actually. As opposed to a bad. I don't think I would cover a bad topic, but there's a bit too much of a head on there. Gotta wait for it to kind of go down. Oh, no worries. No worries, Kurt. I saw your message. Don't worry about it. You were at Target last night. Seen some Lego kits, Vader helmet. Yep, those have been out for a while. My eye guy. Nothing new there. Necessarily. One moment. Uno momento. So as a reminder, I'm not going to be really reading chat, but let's go ahead and reset the drop. Yeah, and let's cue it. Okay, just in case. They look pretty cool. Yeah, I assembled the Darth Vader one. And by the way, after the advice tonight, Eclipse Empire, I think I saw you here, YouFly1. They sent this a couple weeks ago, so this is going to be today's... Oh, I forgot to put that in the title, didn't I? Today's brick build. Or should I do this tomorrow? Should I do this today or tomorrow? Take your pick. Today or tomorrow? I can always update the title. It's not a big deal. I've got it here and I need to build it. Maybe I can do one of them today and the other one tomorrow. Maybe I can do Yoda today, or sorry, Grogu today and then the Mando tomorrow. I'll split it up. That's what I'll do. I'll split it up. I was preparing for tonight's live Twitch stream. Many of you are tuned in to watch. I appreciate that. Doing it every night. And I got I'll do this again. I'm sorry. How do I say this? I was preparing for tonight's live Twitch stream. Many people are tuned in to watch because I do that every night. And I got a message from someone who I've been interacting with off and on throughout the years, many years. I wouldn't necessarily say we have a close relationship at all, but seriously, tonight this is what happened as the countdown timer was going for this very stream. They asked the question, a serious question, mind you. Hey, how do you meet people? You got any suggestions on how to meet people? And this seems, you know, on the surface to be a rather pedestrian question, right? Like, oh, well, you meet people by, you know, you meet them. You walk up and you say, hey, how you doing? But some people, it's not as easy to do something like that. And so they may need a different approach. And so I thought about the question for a minute or two. And almost had an instant response. But as I thought about it a little more, I'm like, yeah, I think that's the right response. And I suggested something that removed people from the equation. And I know that may sound shocking to you, right? Like, wait a minute, you're there, you want to meet people. How could you meet someone by removing them from the equation? Well, consider why you might want to meet someone. Could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe it's that you need some kind of human connection. Maybe you don't connect well with other human beings, with other people. But you still know that there's a need. Or you never know, what that potential relationship may bring. And I just mean, simple relations in this sense. But my initial instinct, and I still feel this way, is to remove the person from the equation. Connect and or go somewhere specific where you can connect on common ground. So forget the person. You're going to be interacting with somebody. But when you make that common ground the thing you're connecting on, first of all, it's far less awkward. Not to say that it couldn't be awkward. Second of all, you already have something in common with them. That's the foundation of any kind of connection you might make with somebody else. That takes the stress and strain out of everything. I mean, it's not so much you walk up to someone random and say, hey, how you doing? That's a little... Even I wouldn't do that, right? So look for common ground. And that could be in the form of a shared hobby, passion, interest. I mean, we all have them. We all connect on some level, with others like that. So, for me, it would be basically meeting other people in the Star Wars community, the greater Star Wars community, toy collecting, 3D printing, collectibles, Star Wars in general. I feel like I've got a kinship with them, so long as they're positive people. Because there are factions of the fandom that are incredibly negative and toxic. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So if I wanted to meet someone, it wouldn't be, I'm just going to meet someone. It would be a targeted, I would like to meet an individual with whom I share these interests, these passions, these ideals, this background. Because then we have something in common. That's something that you can grow on. That's something that takes the person out of the equation. Minus, of course, the person being there and having that mutual interest. But think about it, right? You love Star Wars as much as I do, right? And you see someone, that's wearing another Star Wars shirt, you give them a nod. You're like, hey, it's pretty cool. I love that shirt. I got mine at home. If I'd have known you were going to wear it, I would have worn mine, and we could have been twins, right? So, I mean, it doesn't take much. Humor is always a great barrier breaker. But to remove the person from the equation is to focus on the thing, the topic, that interests. And that's so easy to do. Because if you can think about a hobby, a passion, or an interest, more often than not, there is a place online where people just like you, even though they're not like you, are congregating. They're talking, they're sharing, they're exploring together, they are together. There's that sense of togetherness that just didn't necessarily get foisted upon them. They just came together, which is exactly what you're doing. And very rarely, if ever, should you run into gatekeeping with that kind of experience, right? Like, you go to an online community focused on Star Wars. You join, you lurk, you're like, okay, I get the flow. Hey, everybody, I'm Chris. I'm from Seattle, and I love Star Wars. Here's my most recent acquisition. I love Star Wars, right? Yay. Oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. Or someone out there says, I'm having trouble finding this Star Wars toy. I'm like, ooh, that's an opportunity, because I know exactly where to get that Star Wars toy. Hey, message me. I can grab it for you and send it to you. Not a big deal. Oh, really? That's great. That's awesome. You've made a friend. You've helped someone out based upon a common interest, not based upon them. You don't know them, but you can get to know them. And then the more you start sharing these experiences together, the closer you're going to get. And I don't mean like in a creepy kind of closer way, or a deep, emotionally satisfying relationship sort of way, but it's the easiest way to meet people. Don't meet people. Meet their interests, right? Everyone's going to have a different way of approaching it, but certainly if the stress is, I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to be, I get stressed out, totally understand. But remember, like what I said, what was it, last night, the night before, and giving advice, like, what do you got to lose? What's it going to hurt? So they say no, okay? I doubt that's going to happen if you meet on mutual interests. Because if you come into a Star Wars community and you say, wow, I found this thing today, or, I was reading this story here and it got me thinking such and such and such. You put yourself out there and nobody reacts. Well, first of all, that's not a very strong community. Second of all, if anybody rejects that, it's definitely not a viable community. You wouldn't want to meet anybody there anyway. But there are plenty of these types of community experiences, online experiences, where you're meeting real people and connecting on these mutual interests that are, there's nothing on the line. So you put yourself out there and no one picks up. Okay, go to the next one. Don't stress out about something. It ain't happened yet. I'm going to dive, I think, a little deeper into that particular topic tomorrow. Don't psych yourself out. Connect on the interest. Now, if you don't have any interests or hobbies, well, my recommendation is you get a few before trying to connect with people. Because, you wouldn't be a very interesting person to talk to. You don't have any passions, hobbies, interests, opinions, perspectives, thoughts. Then you're a person, yes, but, where's your depth? What are you interested in? Find others who are interested in the same thing. If you gave me a topic and you said, oh, I looked on the entire internet and I couldn't find a place, that's an opportunity. You start the place. You make it. I was trying to find local people that always were into Star Wars, but I couldn't find any. Well, go to Facebook. Start a group. The Hyperlocal Super Star Wars Fandom Group. Whatever you want to call it. The idea is that if that community doesn't exist, you can make it. The internet has never made it easier. Never made it easier to connect with people who had mutual interests and thoughts. I mean, I will never, ever grow tired of that. Ever. And there's Mark coming in and suggesting a meetup group. That's what I'm saying. So you can even use the internet to connect with other people offline. Meetup's a great example. I mean, it was so generic back in the day. I remember getting together for what we used to call them tweet-ups. Oh, you're on Twitter? Hey, we're meeting up. No common interest. We were just on Twitter. It was such a new thing. Or blogging groups. Blogging was so unique. It wasn't just the geeky bloggers. It was any kind of blogger, because we used blogs and we had different, perspectives, but we all used the same type of mechanism to publish our thoughts. So my point is, when you connect with people based upon these commonalities, you remove the person from the equation. You're not connecting with other people. You're connecting on these interests and vicariously, not directly, vicariously meeting other people without actually meeting other people. It's a little trick. Trust me, it'll work. In fact, I would be shocked if you, listening to me, tried this. You said, I tried to connect on common interests and it didn't work. Well, what was your common interest? Stamps. Really? You couldn't find anybody who was interested in stamps on the internet? No. Where were you looking? Because here, let me go to Google. Oh my God, 1 billion results. I'm exaggerating. There are probably not 1 billion results. 1 million, maybe there's not 1 million. Okay, let's just say for argument, oh my God, there are 12 results for people who are interested in stamps and are online. There are 12 opportunities with different groups of people potentially. There's possibly some crossover. To meet, it's your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to help you meet new people. It's not. If anything, it's my responsibility to give you a suggestion on how you can meet people. Because trust me, you start connecting on common interests, your friends list is going to grow. Especially if you love it, and you've got to love it. You've got to love it. Don't just like it, love it. That's the thing you want. The thing you cannot stop talking about is the thing you want to connect on. You can't stop talking about this. That's the line you want to take. So long, again, as these topics aren't necessarily destructive or self-destructive, right? I'm talking about just common hobbies, interests, goals, right? You know, these types of groups exist. These types of communities exist because other people have the need to connect with other people, and they may very well have the same problem meeting other people. You may very well have the same person. Or no, be the same person in that respect, I should say. You may know them too. But the last thing you want to do is take it passively. Don't just join a community. If you want to meet people, you got to interact. That doesn't mean when you join a community, you just instantly start interacting, right? That's the worst thing you can do. I've been saying that for years. You don't just like walk up and like jump into a Star Wars community and say, Darth Vader sucks. I'm like, who is this? Who is this person? They're obviously trolling. Get rid of them. Wrong way to introduce yourself. You know, a good way to introduce yourself, if you have that perspective, walk into the community, lurk for a while. Lurk. Read. Watch. Take it in. It's not a race. No one's keeping score. You can't necessarily make a friend overnight. Lurk. Get a feel for it. This goes anywhere. YouTube channels, Twitch channels, Twitter, any community that exists on the in the known, hell, I'll go as far as in the known and unknown universes. Lurk. Get a feel, all right? So you still feel that Darth Vader sucks? Well, if the first thing you want to post is something like that, you could say, you know, I've been watching Star Wars since 1977, and I have felt pretty strongly about Darth Vader not being the best villain that I've ever seen. You know, I think that Palpatine is far more nefarious, right? Or something, you know, you frame it a bit more, right? And if you have a problem writing a cogent sentence like that, online communities may not be it for you. You may have to go with offline communities. And if you communicate like, Darth Vader sucks, in person, you may have to develop some interpersonal skills before you get to the point where you should be meeting other people. Because it takes some interpersonal skills to connect with other people. Don't just say, I need to meet other people. No. Can you? Are you ready? Can you do this? Okay, you feel you can? Great. Connect on interests. Done. I would be shocked if you tried to connect with someone based on interest, knowing full well you're in a community environment where that interest is shared, that you did not make connections. I would be shocked. But like I said, you want to meet people? Take them out of the equation. You have a funny story about interpersonal skills, Mark? Go for it. If you don't feel confident in your social skills, there's help for that. You got to practice. It's right. I mean, it's not like, you know, one day I woke up and said, you know, I'm going to turn on a camera and start talking. Okay, I take that back. That's exactly what happened. I did that. But I'm a different kind of cupcake, okay? Got my chocolate vanilla and chocolate. I'm a different kind of cupcake, okay? I just made that up. My hair is not really made of chocolate, nor am I made of vanilla. Yeah, Sesam, you're not ready. Oh, Sesam, so says the person who greets everybody who jumps into the stream that they're not ready. Give me a break. Oh, I'm your special little cupcake. Ah, Sith Lord Brit. Did we get a shout out for Sith Lord Brit? And thank you for popping in. Give Brit a follow. She's an amazing creator, a tremendous heart. When I have the opportunity and the bandwidth, I love tuning into her streams. Sometimes I learn things. It's one of the reasons I love jumping into other people's streams. I learn things as I go. Okay, is Eclipse Empire here still? If Eclipse Empire is here, and or I agree, Mine3, we're gonna, you know, Mine37388. I think you and I connect on the common interest of Sith Lord Brit being awesome. That's our common interest. So here's what I was going to ask Eclipse Empire. Okay, Which one do you want me to build for today? I'm building one of these today and one of them tomorrow. So I've got a Grogu and a Mando. Which brickhead that you sent am I building? Which is it? Bottom line is that he would only grunt fries very loudly, not exactly making friends. Yeah, that's not a good. Oh my god, David Randolph, David, Dr. Andolph, surfacing for air. You must have been very, very busy. I know you like been retooling the factory and whatnot. So, which one am I building tonight? Curious. Oh, Grogu. Per you fly one. All right, Grogu tonight, and tomorrow I will be doing I'll do the Mando tomorrow. That's the goal. Wow, Dr. Andolph, unbelievable, man! You've missed all the fun. So, David, since David's here, I love. Okay, I guess I can show that one, but this is the one I'm going to show. I love the Golden Winter Glitter. This Golden Winter Glitter is fun, David. This is a fun one. This is like, I gotta tell you, not that it's a contest, but we did this one the other day. This is David, if David's still here. He's multitasking, I'm sure. This is my favorite Jesse PLA, the Golden Winter Glitter. Easily. Like, it's kind of like this mustard type of gold, right? Like a very statuesque kind of gold. So I did that one. I've been printing the Vaders. I'm probably not going to do a Vader in this color because I found that this filament doesn't do well with assembly stuff, but it's seemingly going to be perfect for this print, theoretically. Almost chartreuse. Is it? I didn't know chartreuse was like that. Is it? Golden Winter is fun. I was thinking Indiana Temple of Doom Gold when you did that one. You know, David, when I saw it, like I did the Kyber crystals, right? And I've done another gold. That's a second. I did another gold, and I like the brownish gold. This is a different filament here. This gold, so I like the tan gold. Honestly, I love kind of any shade, like the neutral shades, gold, silver, bronze. For some reason, white, black. I'm trying to think what else I've done in Jesse PLA recently. Did that one. And then I shot grays. Do I have a clip here? I guess, see, I've got this over here. I was considering doing another one of these crates in the gunmetal gray, which I also love. But I printed off these practical clips for storing the filament, and they work very, very well, like exceedingly well. So I printed them all in the gunmetal for neutral, and so I'm going to be using more of this here soon, or at least soon enough. But tonight, my fine, potentially not feathered friends, tonight I'm going to be now moving over to the Grogu build per you fly one. Which bag am I using? Bags am I using? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Oh, okay, 1 and 2. 2 has 3 bags. Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. Had a big haul this week. Apprentice Maul, Jump Trooper, Imperial Shock Trooper, Phoenix Squadron Pilot, Gamorrean Guard, ESB Yoda, Phase 1 Trooper, Qui-Gon, and Commander Cody. Man, I envy you for being able to step through a lot of that with... oops. Let me turn on something else here. There we go. Right, we got the quad view. And let's refresh that. As a reminder, I may not see your post as it comes in. There is a slight cam delay. I'll separate by color. I think that's as much knolling as I'm going to do for the Grogu. Good landings, everyone. Good landings. as it were. Yes, I hope everyone had a solid Saturday. I pretty much got all of my activities, no, all my responsibilities wrapped up. Grogu. I'm sure Jedi is going to be sad that I built this, but she tends to only want to build the figures right now. Maybe that'll change at some point in the future. I know I said I was going to Null, and I just started jumping right into it. So sue me. What filament is that tonight? No, tonight I'm running through, for this crate, I'm going to go with this is the upfill from Filament 1. Originally, I didn't have much luck with it, but I realized that by adjusting the settings of the filament, I would get better output, and that's been the case. But like I said, I've got the Gunmetal Gray on deck. Of course, tonight, like, of all the nights, because I'm printing Jesse here, time to do this, and then David's not there, and I'm sitting here going, and then David shows up, and of course, no Jesse PLA on the printer. Isn't that always how it goes? I have been doing it. In fact, I think y'all retweeted. I'm cheating on you. I retweeted the other day when I did the Vader. Not some of the other things that I've done in this gold, but this gold, the gold Vader, matches the gold almost perfectly from the Sabacc dies that Eclipse Empire and Ufly 1 sent along. It's like almost a perfect match. It's kind of eerie how perfect a match it is. But my plan is to go through pretty much all the Jesse PLA, and as I do, be printing a different Vader figure, because I ran through all the Vader figures in the for the hologram series. The hologram series turned out really nice. A lot of fun. Oops. How am I doing this? Weird. There we go. Oh, I guess I have to do it the other side too. That makes more sense. See, sometimes that's the biggest stress of the day. Like, what am I going to print tonight? What would be the best filament color for this? Oh, David? Wait, David, are you still here? Here's the thing I'm waiting to do. Give me a second. Is David still here? Before I run and get it? Because this is the most recent thing I did in the gunmetal. I haven't shared it on social yet because it's not done. Give me a second. You're gonna love it. This is not done, but because I don't even have the top glued on yet, or the bottom part. This is a grav charge from the Mandalorian. The reason why it's not glued is because I'm waiting for the magnets to be delivered. That almost flew in my mouth. It looked like my eyes. Like, what the hell happened to the red dot? Come on, really? Where's the popcorn? Oh man, don't tell me I lost the red dot. Oh, come on, dude. I felt it bounce in here somewhere. What the hell happened to the red dot? My office, where everything gets lost. Okay, so this is in the gunmetal gray. The red will be glued on top, and then when the magnet comes in, I'll glue the bottom pieces together. But it's basically the grav charge. Clink. There, no doubt the red dot's hiding with my paints. I don't know where they went. That's okay. I need to get oil-based paints anyway, so I ordered some oil-based paints. They'll be here on Monday, Britt. So this is the grab charge. So I did it. I thought it was really nice in the gunmetal. I did, however, print in another filament that I was I'm not sure which filament. I can't even remember which filament I used for this other one. But I was wanting to get a silvery one too, just for comparisons. And so I ended up getting the this one's gonna stay. This is unpainted, obviously. This one's painted silver, so I'm gonna have a couple silver ones, and then the gray one, because I'm not sure which one I really like more. So I figured, why not both? So I printed out a series of them, if only to, because I've got more magnets showing up. I'm like, well, I might as well print plenty. Hopefully they'll stick, because this is the kind of stuff I love printing. These little fun little Star Warsy, trinkets, that you can't get anywhere else. It's a perfect print. It's a perfect print. So anyway, that was something I did the other day, David. Your filament is being used. Happily used. Happily. Harper. Harper. Happy, happy, joy, joy. 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 Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. Harper. Harper. Oh, that's not it either. No. Must be dark gray. Yeah. Did I find my paint? No. Hey, yeah, it's funny. Y'all were here long enough yesterday to know that I lost my paint. I don't know where the paintbrushes went. I legit do not know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Maybe the cat took them. Maybe that's the problem, is the damn cat walked away with the... Thank you, Anonymous. Can't believe that dang cat. Cat probably has the paints. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling they're in this room somewhere. I just don't know where. They are, though, that said, acrylic. And Krusty suggested oil would probably be better. So I just ordered there weren't copious amounts of oil paints, but I just ordered those. Somehow you don't think a Mando Charge toy would make it to market? Yeah, you'd be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if it did. But, yeah, I don't know what happened. I misplaced the paints. I hid them so well to keep sticky fingers off them that even I can't find them. My concern is not too deep because I don't do a lot of painting. And most of the painting I do is very basic. So, either way, Monday, I get the new ones. That totally wasn't you sneaking in during the movie? What, at your drive-in, Liz? And by the way, Liz, you're watching Elf? In the middle of summer? It's Christmas in July. It's like my birthday all over again. Liz, Dr. Andolph is here.
Show me what you got!
What do I got? Today, I got a plate. I think Krusty enabled this to show up. This is the plate that I thought... This is what I thought you sent, Liz, the other day. But it wasn't. You sent the other thing. This is the thing that I think Krusty had enabled me to get. It's like it's a plate with a texture on it. So, I will be using it. I don't know when. At some point in the future. Textured PEI flex bid. Oh, okay. I don't know what it means apart from it's a different kind of material that improves adhesion. And it's still flex, which I love the flex idea. Flex is fun. I guess it's a good brand. I know not a lot about it. Surprised that Chris doesn't know all the pieces. I thought that I was going to. I'm like, yeah, I'll know the pieces, and then I just jump right in. I'm like, it's a small enough set that I'm not going to worry about it too much. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. Yeah, one of those utilistic beds. Still need to dial it in. Fix him, dude. What? I have to dial with it? I just can't jump in and start using it? Really? Man, I'm glad you said you have to dial it in. I'm like, what? I wouldn't even thought of that. I figured I'd just jump in and start using it. I mean, if anything, I learned today from Pooch that by rotating the model 45 degrees, that would increase adhesion.
This is where the fun begins.
It is. Where we start doing the pram. This is the pram that I'm doing right now. Mike Case. Good shout out from Mike Case, a fellow action figure collector / streamer here on Twitch. If you love toys as much as we do, totally worth a follow. I would recommend it wholeheartedly. Or wholebrainedly. Wholeheartedly. May need a slightly different squish than the original bed. Well, what does that mean, I guess? I'm still learning. Wholefartedly? That's me. You know me, Mike. It's a good day when you can fart. You like to rotate the info along with the model, just an aesthetic thing. See, I don't do that. Adjust your Z height the first time. Oh, okay, fix him, dude. That makes sense. Yeah, I totally understand. That I can do. That's not a problem. I thought you were talking about like some deeper settings that I was completely unaware of. Utilistic, pretty good. Texture PI lowers you per certain set of materials. Oh, okay. See, I'm sticking largely with PLA. So I'm not worried about the materials as much. Fiber's got you pretty gassy. Thanks for the gummy tip. Oh, well, hey, you know, the reason why you're gassy is because your gut bacteria is still adjusting to the new stuff. That's not a bad thing. Wait a minute. How does this work? Like this? Okay, I guess like that. I'm up to 9 gummies a day. I know it sounds like a lot, because like 3, they take 3. Yeah. And I eat beans every day. I get plenty of fiber. Plenty of fiber. Wait a minute. How... Oh, I see. But you can't have enough. That's where I was relying on coffee before, and may still need to. Handling the decaf the way that I am. Doing my best. Learning as I go. Sheet profiles. Once you configure it, lets you have multiple beds and only need to change which bed button on the menu rather than needing to adjust Z every time you switch beds. Yeah, but see, the question is why would I switch beds? Apart from, like, a total swap out. I guess the bed that I've been using hasn't been a tremendous issue. Like, I haven't had any problems with it, necessarily. Wait a minute. How's that supposed to... Oh, I see. But that is good to know. I probably won't use it until I'm, like, ready to make a switch, because, like, you know, I'm pretty sure this will eventually wear down. It's kind of like a backup. Because I haven't had too many issues with adhesion. I mean, I guess the smaller pieces that I print would probably stand to be improved by the different bed. I guess I'll have to think through. I gotta remember to adjust Z-axis, switching out the plates, which makes sense. That stands to reason. Nothing shocking there. Okay, I think that's the... Yep, it is. Ask Chris how to set them up. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that I could figure that out. That doesn't sound like a very heavy lift. It doesn't, you know, as opposed to like repair or maintenance. That's going to take some adjusting. I like that pod. That's a good pod. That's a nice pod. All right. On to. I would like to see the baby. Ah! You own 5 different sheets for the MK3. So do you just swap out sheets because the print could be improved by one or the other? I guess I'm still trying to think through the reasoning behind it. For swapping back and forth. Because see, me, I mean, the only thing that you know, this might have come in handy for was printing a lot of the Vader stuff, which I've been using the brim on those prints, and I haven't had too many issues with that. Although, yeah, I have worried about sometimes the items slipping around. You have so much popcorns? How many popcorns you got stacked up? Oh, sorry, I missed that. Some take too well to PEI, some can withstand heat. Pink Vader for the car. Others just pop off once cool, so you can, in theory, print many parts over a period of time without needing to manually remove it. Ah, okay. Alright, that's making sense. Appreciated. Because I'm just trying to put myself in that scenario. Like, what scenario would... Where do I fit? Right? That contextualizes it a little better for me. Thank you. I'm a fan of context. Huge fan of context. Uncommon thing, don't print something, it doesn't stick well. You try a different bed. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, like I said, for those figures, I've printed with the brim. Though, see, I guess I'm still inclined to go typically just use one bed. Not necessarily swapping back and forth. If only to remember, oh, I got to adjust the Z-axis. That's not always fun. Baby Yoda's head. Flip it. Oh, true enough, RC Maniac. Yeah, I'm probably gonna drive this one into the ground. I could probably say the same thing about for the whole printer. I'm just gonna keep doing it until I drive it into the ground. Oh, wrong one. Chris can probably give a better explanation of setup when you use one over the other. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I'm not in any rush. I haven't run into any problems, so I believe in leaving well enough alone. I'm not a tweaker. I know a lot of people are, but I tend not to tweak. Wait a minute. Oh, that's okay. You got your printer running? Finally! What was the issue? Britt? Alright. We've got Grogu. Dun 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 dun. Ba-ba-ba. Fa-ba-ba-ba. Fa-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Fa-ba-ba-ba. Steppers and X-bar were not aligned. Oh my god. I'm glad you figured that out. Yeah, these are pretty much the brickhead's eyes. They're the standard brickhead eyes. But this is nice. I'm very glad, so glad you sent this along. Thank you so much, eFly1 and Eclipse Empire, for the gift. This is an amazing birthday gift. A Lego set always makes a good gift. See, that's the funny thing. Is even if someone has the Lego set, like, they would take another Lego set. Like, no one turns down Lego. Nobody. That's nice. It's fun. We've got Grogu. Let's go ahead and flip back. Elbow cam for the moment. Here's the, oops. And I had it. There we go. There's the Grogu. The magical Grogu. Here we go. Da 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 I gotta tell you, out of all the Star Wars themes, there are very few others that grew on me, like, instantaneously. Like, oh my god, that is the best! Just like this. We got about 40 minutes left to go. I'm really happy with how this one's turning out. What the? Why does it sound like it's... Oh. It looked like it was going to get stuck there. I'm like, whoa! It's the last thing you want to have happen. It's coming out nicely. Very nicely. Yes, I'm probably going to be printing a couple of these. In this filament color. Because I'm sure Jedi's going to want to run off with one of them. You got a toothache while camping? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That's no fun. Hey, Flower Buns. Good to see you. Just finished building the Grogu Lego set that Eclipse Empire and YouFly 1 sent. Pretty cool. I'm not chasing down all the brickheads, but I've definitely got a solid brickhead collection going. Largely fueled by thrifting. For the most part, thrifting. All of them. Or being gifted. Which is kind of funny. It's how it worked out. It's like, the Vader one is the only one I've really chased down. I chased down the Princess Leia one and the Vader one. I thought I had an extra Vader one to put together too, but I'm not sure where I put it. I gave one away recently too. To Jedi's cousin in Mexico. What's the one thing I'm looking forward to in 2023? To the movie? Star Wars movie? Oh, I'm just looking for anything. Honestly. Anything that comes along, I'll be thrilled with. It'll be Star Wars, so I'm excited. It doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter. It's Star Wars, I'm thrilled. The Bad Batch episode I thought was fantastic this week. As was Ted Lasso. Another Star Wars reference in the Ted Lasso episode, which was awesome. Schmigadoon, it's a funny show that I've been enjoying. Mike Case asks a really good question. Am I going to get the HasLab Rancor? Depends. Like, I'm inclined to say yes. I know it's big, but I got the Razor Crest not because of the vehicle. Don't care about vehicles. But specifically because of the 4 carbonite block figures that come with it. Believe it or not, that's what won me over. The carbonite block figures. So, yeah, my biggest regret is not having purchased the Jar Jar and carbonite figure. Now they're way too expensive. Way too expensive. That's one of my regrets. You always regret the things you don't get, right? So, the Rancor, for that to be compelling for me, because I have like the Black Series Rancor and of course the Vintage Rancor. I'm I'm not going to say yes. I mean, when I say Black Series, I mean the original Black Series Rancor, right? It would have to be... It would have to come with, like, 4 or 5 figures, like, smaller figures for me to be interested, right? Like, if it came with a Luke, okay, who cares? A Gamorrean Guard, yeah, who cares? Like, you know, even Ula, okay, fine. But, like, Malakili, right? Any one of those figures, fine. But I don't know if that would be enough. Like, give me something really unique. Figures drove me. That's the reason I didn't get the katana. Because the only unique thing about the figures was that the yak face came on a collectible card with a coin. I'm like, it's cool, but we're getting a yak face TVC, so why chase that down? So yeah, it would be the figures around it that would probably drive me towards the purchase. But yeah, I was happy that Hasbro's going to be releasing the I guess it's a unique Mando and a unique child, which I would never plan on opening. And then the Jawa with the egg, and now they're going to release the Jawa with the egg separate from that. I'm like, well, it kind of waters down the value of getting it, but it's a big vehicle. It comes with those 4 enemy carbonite blocks, or 4, captured criminal carbonite blocks, which I thought was just like, oh, that's really cool, because there's no other way to get them. So figures always move the needle for me, always. Star Wars figures, certainly, and specifically vintage collection style figures. They move the needle for me. I'm a fan of the Black Series, not as much as Hollywood N3D, but still. Shout out to DB3D Dan. If you're into people who 3D print stuff and love chatting, Dan is the man.
Paceless cheered X100, intermission, then National Lampoon's Christmas.
Liz, thank you for the cheer. Those 100 bits. Enjoy the Christmas in July that you seem to be experiencing. And with that, I remember seeing National Lampoon Vacation in theaters. I don't know if I ever saw Elf in theaters, though. Saw it, of course, when it was on TV, but I can't remember if I saw it in theaters. It wasn't that remarkable for me, I guess. You're concerned space. You don't know where you'd put it. Oh, for the Rancor? Yeah, see, that's that is increasingly becoming a concern. Like, there's a lot of big things. Like, where are they going to go? You're enjoying your you got a Tic Tac gun? They make Tic Tac guns? New Mandalorian Lego set includes Lego minifigures, Mandalorian, Paz Vizsla, and the Armorer. Yes. Right now it's exclusive to Target and the Lego store. I haven't got it yet. I suppose if I go out and see it, I might grab it, but I haven't. I haven't necessarily chased it down. It's like one of those things, like, maybe when it goes on sale. Interesting. It's a freaking Tic Tac gun. Wow, that's gotta hurt. It's kind of funny. Okay, they have Tic Tac guns. Today I learned. Today I learned. You 3D print Tic Tac guns. I see, again, I'm not a gun guy. I've only printed one gun. That was the vintage style weapon a few months ago. For long range breath freshening. Exactly, Fix 'em, dude. How many people have choked on those Tic Tacs? Well, I don't think you're supposed to fire it into your mouth, right? That's not like, you don't want to do that, right? You might chip a tooth. I would not recommend that as a method of taking in Tic Tacs. You gonna be unboxing the Razor Crest on stream? Mike, you assume I'm going to unbox it, because if I unbox it, that means it has to go somewhere. Where the hell is it gonna go? I'd rather keep it in the box. So it's probably going to stay in the box. Because, I mean, I got the the figures are in it. I'm good. I'm set. I'm safe. I'll be able to get the Jawa separate. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Right now. I did not get the katana. That would have been way big. Way big. But see, here's the thing. If the katana came with like 10 unique TVC aliens, I wouldn't have hesitated. Wouldn't have hesitated. Just like, click, done, I'm in. But as it stands, I'm like, where's it going to go? It's only got a couple of figures, and they're not really that unique, so I'm good. I must unbox it? I can't. In good faith, I can't. Where am I going to put it? This is why I don't collect vehicles, and most of the things I print are super small. It's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily put together a lot of Lego sets either. Because, like, where's it going to go? And I don't know. And unless I have an answer to the question, I don't want to, like, you know, end up with a problem on my hands. I can optimize for space. I can always find room for it. But right now, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. You might say, well, why didn't you get 2? I know some people probably did. That would have been too far. It was a little too expensive. For that, it's a little expensive. Thank you for following, Chill. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Play Shop. You've joined in the middle of another 3D print. You ran out of space in your old place, so we just moved to a bigger house, so now you have a bigger room. Is that overkill? No. All you gotta do is just keep moving to bigger houses. Granted, I don't think we could, like, move that far. I need a ranch like Loyal, start a museum. I totally would, dude. Anduhar! Oh no, are you losing points left and right? I have debated. I have thought, you know, maybe I could move to a place with a lot of space, wide open space, finding a place that is within budget and has the space and has everything I might want without the stuff that I don't want is somewhat elusive. I did for a couple summers. Last summer? No, summer of 2019, I kind of fantasized about moving somewhere and setting up a flea market of sorts. I've talked about this off and on, like setting up basically a place where vendors could come in and, like, every weekend basically sell toys, vintage and modern collectibles, like a Geeky Bazaar, Galaxar basically continued, and own and basically run events off the property. I've thought of that, and also in kind, you know, having a place where all the Star Wars stuff goes. I have thought about that. I just don't know where. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't have answers to that question. I was talking with a real estate agent that I knew, and last I heard from him, he was searching for, or he had found a property that was somewhat remote, but, you know, also, you know, within budget that might have been viable. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this, that, or the other thing. And I even thought, like, well, I'd potentially even be willing to move outside of Washington. Although that's not what I would want. I really like Washington State for everything that it provides. But I don't know if I can move as deep into Washington as Loyal is. If only because of the warmer weather and now the increasing threat of fire. That's concerning. I mean, that's everywhere. It's not that's not something you can easily escape, no matter what. But I found a place. You know, I was like, I'm like what? Just for argument's sake, what's back there in Iowa? Not much. But there was like a place that was like this like, you could tell that it was a unique build, and whoever built it was a huge sports fan. And I'm like, I'm the opposite. Like, I'm like, but I looked at the space. I'm like, you know, this could be a very usable space for doing events, doing a Galaxar and hosting a Galaxar, and I thought, yeah, that could be viable. So in a distant future, I think that's how I would want to retire, because I don't think I'd necessarily be here forever, but that's how I'd want to. You got to do something in retirement, right? But I wouldn't want to sit still. And as much as I enjoy doing this, I'm not sure this could necessarily take me into retirement. But yeah, I've thought about that. I have thought about that. Finding bigger space. Maybe not in the house, but like enough room that whether there are buildings external to the house that could be used. And there were a few options in Washington that had that. I'm like, oh, that might be kind of interesting for this, that, or the other thing. Like one of the buildings could be a studio. Like where the live stream happens, right? Or, another building could be the place where, all the Star Wars collectibles go, and like it goes into that spot, right? Those are options. Those are absolute options. So, but I hadn't thought too much more beyond that. Thank you for following, Ikifar. if I said your handle correctly. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Apologies if I did not. It's my first time reading it. I'm doing my best. And I assume you are as well. You've been following me on YouTube since the early days. Oh, fair enough. Tonight, Lord Spew, I am printing. I'm doing well. Printing a Jedi Fallen Order crate. It's been a while since I've played Jedi Fallen Order, but I'm doing a crate. I'm maybe doing a couple of these crates. So this is just one, obviously. I'm thinking about doing another one because you got one crate, you can have a second one. Details are coming out just fine. Everything's coming out smoothly. Big Fan says, do you want all those people traipsing on your yard and getting the event and parking on your land? Well, yeah, I would have parking on the land. Have it set up specifically. And then the building or the area, really, for the bazaar. See, I feel building something like that, not if you build it, they will come, but like basically saying, okay, I want to do these events every weekend. These are the events. To be at the event, you pay this much for a table, and then at the door, if you want to come in, it's, $5 or whatever it happens to be. And the idea is that you could make it's basically it's a flea market, but for collectors, right? Specifically for collectors. So it's not going to be a freebie for everybody. But my feeling is people would come in and they do it. I would want enough space, to facilitate that. And if that wasn't possible, I would still want to try to move on to a lot where I had 2 or 3 buildings, even for myself, even without an event thing, and then eventually buy a property to host events on. I feel like I would want to do something like that. You're wondering, do I do the 3D modeling for it, or to live stream that too? Where do you find 3D models to print? So rad, Lord Spew. I agree. It is very rad. I love doing this. Of course, me very well. Huge fan of Star Wars, Lego. Now 3D printing, doing that. So I get my models from damn near everywhere. Like, whether it's Thangs.com, Thingiverse, Colts 3D, Prusa Printers, like, wherever the models are, I'll go. But, I've been having fun lately. I've printed so many of these Vader figurines in the different filament colors that I've been using. But no, I don't design my own. I haven't really designed anything on my own. I know I eventually will get there. I will be driven that direction. But, it's something that I'm thrilled about, because without people being able to, without people designing what they design, like this crate, which is just perfect, I wouldn't be able to print it. So it's true. You tagged us in a tweet. I saw the tag in the tweet, but I'm not sure what. Thank you, Fucho and Robert. After that freeze that Robert initiated. All right, I saw the tag. Thank you very much. And yes, shout out to Deviously Mango, who wasn't quick on the draw there. Devious Limango can say Fucho's name correctly. I could too, but I just haven't. Because, yeah, this one's coming together nicely. Really happy with it. This may even be close to the the scale for the Black Series figures. If it's not that scale, I'd be surprised. It's really close. Stim. You can donate some bits and let Stream Elements do it. For what? For what? Unlocking? Unfreezing? You gotta get 3D printing in. Ikafar? Yeah, you do, dude. It's addictive. I've been printing something different every day since getting this. And that was what, February? So I've been streaming on Twitch every night, pretty much from the beginning of the year as my New Year's resolution. And then 3D printing something different every night since getting the 3D printer in February. It changed my life. Most of the stuff I'm printing is like things like this, trinkety, mostly Star Wars, not always. But things that I can't necessarily get otherwise. I'm not as interested in printing things that I could normally get. Like, I probably will never try to print, like, Sabacc dice like this. This gift from Ufly 1 and Eclipse Empire from Galaxy's Edge. But, you know, printing things like what I was showing David Randolph when he was here. The grav charge, the mag grav charge from Mandalorian. This is, it's got the front, I have to hold it like that because right now it's 2 pieces. I've got some magnets on order so that the magnet goes inside. Then I glue this all together. And then theoretically the magnet will be strong enough, rare earth magnet, will be strong enough to adhere to whatever you stick it on. And it becomes this magnetic charge. So Jedi can run around the house blowing things up. Is Diana cool with the idea of the bazaar? I'm not sure she needs to be cool. I mean, that's the thing that I already ran. I ran Galaxar twice. I would consider it a success in the sense that I didn't lose money. It could have been better, for sure. It was not perfect. We definitely ran into a few snags. But, you know, it would definitely keep me busy. Like, everyone needs something to keep them busy. It's a passion. It's an interest. It's a hobby. It's fun. If it generates revenue, I'm not sure anybody has any room to be concerned. So, yeah, that's I would imagine that's how I could see it playing out. Because I'm not sure what else I would want to do. In retirement, I know people, oh, I would do this, that, and the other thing. I would probably do that. I would enjoy that immensely. If it was all, everything, if the stars were aligned and it worked, that's how I'd want to do it. But I think that ultimately boils down to finding the right property, finding the right place, the location. That's what it boils down to. Ultimately, you know, money, where that's sitting and how that's handled. Because, I mean, everyone's going to retire. I don't plan on working, you know, forever. And I'm going to need a place to go, right? A place to be, something to look forward to, right? And so that's my, if I had a dream, that would probably be the closest thing. Because then I could make money. I could have fun. I could be around people that I love. I could, you know, and this is, I've also said that may very well be a viable, like, before retirement move, right? And, you know, if it was done well enough, I mean, you could generate revenue enough to pay for everything, right? Including into retirement. But you do have to print some things to repair some things, but need to get better at building 3D models. Yeah, Ikafar, I have not gone that far with it. I've seen people do it, and I know people say, oh, just do this, do that. And I've tried Tinkercad, and I've done some light stuff. I haven't even made my own maker coin. I'll just say that. It hasn't happened yet. I had someone helping at one point, but I think that died on the vine. People get busy. It's okay. I've done everything with 3D printing to this point that I've wanted to do. I'm not big into the prop stuff as much, apart from the smaller things. Fix'em Dude doesn't have a maker coin. Well, you've got more of a, you've got a Fix'em Dude logo thing, so you're like, your maker coin is pretty much done. Mine isn't even in the ideation stage. I mean, apart from the Darth Vader Perillo logo, I'd probably do something like that, but staggering it and stacking it and making it work that way, I'm not sure I have the ability to do something like that on my own. because it would need to be done a certain way, but then that would be my maker coin, I think. Oh, we've reached the top layer. Top layers, I should say. I was going to say, it was getting pretty close. You can see how it was tapering off. Yeah, this came out really well. I'm really happy with it. Perfect use for this filament, too. Because I was wondering, like, what the hell else am I going to print off with this filament? Anything that needs to be assembled, you don't want to use this filament for, though. I can tell you that much right now. That's been my experience with this filament. It's brittle. Like, when it's printed, it can be very brittle. Hang on just a sec. Just a tick. Krez, what is printing right now is a Jedi Fallen Order crate. Not to be confused with a crate dragon, but an actual crate container. In fact, I may end up printing some other Star Wars crates while I've got this filament loaded. Now that I think about it, because it's been a while since I've done crates, and this filament would be a good color to do those crates in. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do some crates. I will do some crates. Potentially leave them printing overnight. Because I'm not quite out of this filament, but it's getting there. And this one was a challenging filament to use for a while. The crate, this one, Krez, does not open, no. Unfortunately. And I wouldn't say this is exactly game-accurate color either, but it's pretty close. They were green, and I'm like, it's a Star Wars crate. Having a generic green. I'm not into painting as much as other people, but need to print a wall holder for a remote. Need to get measurements and everything exact. Yeah. See, that'd be where I'd need a lot more practice. There would be a lot of troubleshooting were I to do something like that. It'd be easier for me to grab something to print than it would be to actually do something like that. My skill level is negative. See, Travis is going to Z's Light. What color are we going with? You tried to give up a while ago. You need to try again. Ikafar, no time like the present. What are you waiting for? Personal invitation? Well, here's your personal invitation, Ikafar. If I'm even saying your name correctly. Do it. Do it. That's my best Emperor. Do it. You know you want to. It's coming together. Do the do. It. Do the do it. Herd of further, further, further. Herd of further, herd of further, further, further. Herd further, 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 further. We got an ad out the chat. Bloop. Theoretically, frame rate won't drop like it's done before. It was really choking the other day. Your name on Twitter and everything is Matheson, so that's an easier. I may not remember that. I may just end up going with Ikifar, because that's what I see in front of me. But the more you hang out, given that we are streaming every night, 6 p.m. Pacific, the more I get to know you, the more I start to associate your name with a real name, potentially. It's true. It's been known to happen. And I'm going to be sitting here inspiring you to get back into 3D printing. That's what I'm going to do. That's the way it's going to be. And I'm going to be talking Star Wars. Showcasing things that I get every night. Because I'm not going to say I get a Star Wars thing every day. But it's usually pretty darn close. C. Travis definitely loves 3D printing. You can see how much he does. He does a lot. There we go. That's a much nicer. Just getting a little concerned there, but much nicer top. Krez says, you saw I printed with Golden Winter glitter from Printed Solid. I did. I think this is about the most recent thing that I did with that particular color. Though as I think through it, I'm like, what other kinds of things could I print in gold, right? What could work? From Star Wars, certainly. I wasted a lot of filament trying to get the medallion from Raiders of the Lost Ark to print the way I wanted it to, but it is what it is. I sent like one of them to my brother Adam. Adam is going to be, he's going to be visiting here. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Because I have a feeling, I'm like, dude, just check this out. Like, we'll find a thing, we'll print it, and then I can give it to you. I can hand it to you. I think it'll be exciting to do. And then I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get him addicted to it, but I'm like, dude, it's amazing. It's really not that hard. This is no more difficult than anything else he's done. He's mastered crocheting. Like, if you can do that, you can do this. So then my intention would be, if and when Prusa releases a new version of the Mini, like, a Mini 2, then I would probably give this one to someone like my brother, and then use the new Mini with all its upgrades, theoretically, the theoretical upgrades, and go from there. Because I think he'd get a kick out of doing something like this. I really do. It's definitely for the hobbyists, but it works. Hey, Sneaker Elf!
Sneaker Elf just subscribed.
Thank you for subscribing with Amazon Prime. Glad you used your Amazon Prime subscription on little old me. I'm honored. Thank you very much. Appreciate the faith immensely. Because, if you got Amazon Prime, everyone gets a free sub a month, so the fact that you used it on me is awesome. The minier, and miniest, potentially. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's my plan with it. You've been watching since the Call for Help days. Oh, boy! Someone said the trigger word. Here we go. I'm going to take a drink. Yeah, it's a thing. It does get mentioned frequently enough. Well, thank you for stopping by, Sneaker Elf. I am streaming live on Twitch every night, 6 p.m. Hopefully you can join on a regular basis. Seems like you will. Just subbing to me there. And then, yeah, see, Eclipse Empire gets to use the exclusive Call for Help and Tech TV emotes. There's a reason I only have that for Tier 3. It's because otherwise it would get used a lot. That's not even my Call for Help logo. That was the logo they used after I left the show. Need another Call for Help watch party stream? I don't know. I just soon watch old television commercials. See, Hollywood N3D's also got those super exclusive emotes. Almost there. This is turning out really nice. Let me see if I can find the, I had a crates array. Yeah, see, I have a crates array. Did I print these out already? I gotta check my crates box bin thing. Give me a moment. I think last time I did something like this, it took 5 hours. Oh, it only took 3 hours, 17 minutes? Really? Oh, okay, that's kind of a surprise. Thought it was going to take longer than that. Shock. Don't you know you gotta shock the monkey? Shock the monkey tonight. Find anything, BD? Stim. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab my Fango crates. Those crates. I may try another set of crates. It may end up being tomorrow's print. Thank you for following Green Giant. Welcome aboard. You are in my play shop. Don't you know you got to shock the monkey? Found this STL for Candlebright coins if you want to print them in that gold. Krez, send it along. Send the link. It's okay. You can post the link in chat. I have a Canto Bite token. It did not work well in FDM, but it worked really well when Krusty did it in resin, and I don't have a resin printer. Finally climbed back on the leaderboard. Well, welcome back. See if I can find the thing I was looking for. There's a couple of things. Here's what I'm printing right now, by the way. There's the link. Thank you, Krez. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's the one I tried printing, and it did not turn out well. But he did it on FDM, and it was, like, awesome. Or, I mean, sorry, he did it in resin, and it was awesome. So I have that one. I have that token. Did not like The Rise of Skywalker. You like Mandalorian. Well, Ikafar, you're not alone. I enjoyed both. Then again, if it's Star Wars, I'm thrilled. Like, I'm very, very happy with Star Wars. I'm looking for another set of Star Wars crates that I once saw. And I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen them come up over and over and over again, but I can't remember. Oh, there they are. Found them. Legion Terrain crates. This is what I'm thinking about printing in this filament next. It probably won't be until tomorrow. Did I see the video Disney released yesterday? I watched part of it, enough to tell you that I actually met Scott Trowbridge. He was on my Smuggler's Run ride, like when I went on it. It was amazing to be on the same in the same space as Scott Trowbridge. It was awesome. Did I hear something? Thought I heard something. Then I heard something go pling, but I guess not. I'm hearing things, I guess. Yeah, this one came out really well. Very happy with it. Could it have been better? Possibly. Looks like it's about done, though. Looks like there's some parts that could have been a little better, but it's okay. Don't you know you got to shock the monkey. Print the monkey tonight. Rise of Skyward just felt like they were trying to fit a ton of stuff. I enjoyed it. Like anything Star Wars, I just enjoy the ride. I try not to overthink it. I try to put myself in the frame of mind of being a kid again, and then I always enjoy it. And that's the secret to me. To enjoy Star Wars, just become a kid again. And don't think about it too much. So, that's my tip for Star Wars. Wow. Yeah, it would be cool if you could open it, but... see, I'm fine with not opening it. Yeah, there's definitely some parts that were under-extruded, but nothing like, oh my god, this is horrible, I need to redo it. Wow. I have crate! Crate, look, it's a crate. That's not a dragon. This is not a crate dragon. This is just a crate, a regular old crate. By the way, if you are curious to see what I showcased today, you may want to pop over to Discord. Kurt's been posting the screen grabs, and you can join us there. You get notified when I upload new stuff, certainly. But there's that. Looks good in 1080p. It looks good in real life too. Like everything I would want it to be. Like I mean, this is at 0.2 mm layer height, and I probably could have gone even further with it. But it probably would have been overkill. So now I've got a crate. I've got a big crate. Here's the Discord server. Bang, Discord. There you go. You're all welcome to join us over there. Not that there's a lot of activity happening necessarily. Can I switch the cameras? Oh, Kurt, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget to do that. Here we go. We've got crate. There is the crate that Kurt is going to be screenshotting and posting over on Discord. Really appreciate that, Kurt. Very, very, very helpful. So nice detail. No, not crepe. Crate. 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 Jedi's going to see it. And it's, you remember that? It's a Jedi Fallen Order crate. It's really cool. The next thing I'm probably going to print for tomorrow is... did I already link it? Did I link it off to y'all? This is what I'm doing tomorrow, I think, on the stream. They're doing a 16-hour LEGO stream. AZ Pinoy. Well, AZ is a member of the Locker Gnome team, so we're going to give him a raid then. That's who we're going to raid since he's doing a long stream. Always happy to support members of the Locker Gnome team. Very, very happy to do that. Thank you so much for that suggestion. So I'm going to be printing out cargo pods in this filament color. I have them in white, but I thought, I'll just do it in this green while I've got it loaded. It's going to take a while that I know of. The last time I think I printed this, it took overnight. This isn't going to take me, oh my god, overnight, because I resized them all. I went to, I think, 75%. Oops. 75. Wait a second. Or 50. Did I go at 50%? I might have gone to 50%. For this. I didn't do full. I guess I'm going to have to, or maybe I did something in between. I'll have to look at this closely, but let me get an idea. Because I printed them in white, and I don't care too much for scale because I don't do a lot of diorama stuff. Yeah, see, 6 hours. It would take 6 hours. But they're cool, and they're Star Warsy and unique, and... Yeah, see that cut by rotating 45 degrees, it would cut down on time. Wow, that's kind of crazy. All right, everybody. So we are going to be rating AZ Pinoy, member of the Locker Gnomes, Nerds and Geeks. Give him a follow if you love Lego and you're a geek just like us. Thank you so much for that recommendation. Thank you, Amish Ace. Amish Ace missed tonight's Grogu Brickhead build, sadly. But tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the Mandalorian Brickhead as a member of that set. That was a gift from Eclipse Empire and YouFly1. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. Except Amish Ace, who didn't join during the Lego build. I love him anyway. Shout out to Amish Ace. Thank you so much, Kurt, for that. Get your Perillo Raider emotes ready. Gonna copy those to the clipboard. Yes! We're gonna be Tusken rating AZ Pinoy. I will be seeing you tomorrow night at 6 p.m., okay? Or somewhere thereabouts. It's a fun Sunday serial fun. Although tomorrow's cereal may not be fun as much as it'll be healthy. So we're going to see how that's going to work. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Tonight was Crunch Berries. Tomorrow I've got to kind of make up for it. So see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Again, be sure to take a look at the new videos I'm posting to YouTube. But I'm clipping out the advice, putting them on YouTube. Comments there really matter. They really count, especially in the early hours. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. And may the Force be with you always. Now, we're Tusken rating AZ Pinoy in 3, 2, 1. I always close that dang tab. There we go. There we go. Woo! Drop. What?
We just got raided, but I don't know what's going on. There's no alerts. My alerts are borked.
I like it's like...
With the raid. Holy crap. Welcome, everybody. Amish. There's so many things going on right now. Amish, Iggyfar. Huh? I think so too. Welcome, everybody. My name is AZ Pinoy. One of the newer members of the Locker Gnomes Nerds and Geeks stream team. Chris, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We're doing a 16-hour stream marathon with my wife trying to do her second Lego set ever. Is it me you're looking for? 4 hours left. Is she gonna make it? I don't know, Amish. That's why I'm helping her out. I'm greeting everybody. You're talking about Lego builders greeting and working? No, we can't. So yes, Chris, her first Lego set was the Disney Castle. Disney Castle.